intensity. Over 33 attempts a game for Florida State, 28 for Virginia. You look at the bottom there, the percentage of their shots, over half of Florida State's shots come from three, so who can corner the market behind that line?
It's early elf reference. Chris Patola, let's go tonight.
Visual, you gotta give the visual, my friend.
Virginia comes out wearing the Rhoda orange, Florida State the home white. As the Seminoles trying to lock down defensively, that has been the key to their winning streak. Winners of 3 in a row coming into tonight. Dallin Hall, the leader of this Virginia squad. He will find his big man. Johan Grunlow gets it started from the outside.
Only 30% from three on the year, but he will take them, and you can see the Florida State defense, much more conservative than it was to start the year. They are in the gaps, a man-to-man defense that's functioning a lot like a zone.
Offensively, this is a team that can put up some points. As Robert McCray, the fifth, with the penetration, the runner, and it rolls in.
The guy who really this team rides, Robert McCray, transfer from Jacksonville. You know, thinking much more like a point guard though. I mean, he's a score-first guy, but as Luke Laux was telling us today, he's gotten very much involved in terms of getting other guys their shots.
Already switching D, Florida State in a man-to-man. And the steal by McCray, the fifth, as he is knocked out of bounds, and our first foul of the ball game. First-year head coach Luke Laux. What was really refreshing when we talked to him today at shoot-around, he said, look, this is my first time being a head coach. There's a lot of things that I don't know that I'm learning on the fly, but he's already made changes. This team was an offensive-minded team around the Christmas break, changed the defensive mindset, and it's really worked for them. An offensive foul is called on Alex Steen. Another coach in his first year, Ryan Odom. 6-1 in true road games this season. You know what's scary? As good as this Virginia team is, Coach Odom told us, we haven't played our best yet this season.
They haven't shot it well of late. That's been one of the things that, you know, as good as their defense can be, sometimes they have a hard time guarding the ball.
See, Wiggins misses his first attempt as Malik Thomas pulls it down.
But that's how Florida State, right there, that's how they want to play. They're going to push, and they are running for the three-point line.
Hall, he will try one from deep, off the mark, and a rebound to McCray, the fifth. Penetrating again, but miscommunication, and it's Virginia with the turnover. Numbers going the other way. Blocked at the rim, but the follow is there for Grunlow.
That's been the one kryptonite for Robert McCray. Over 4 turnovers a game. That in foul trouble. He just, you know, gets himself into trouble and leads to a run out for Virginia.
Here's Jones, 3 from the corner off the mark. Backside board by Steen, but out of bounds. It's Virginia basketball. It is fun to watch as the ball goes up, the battle underneath the basket, as Virginia, the best rebounding team in the conference.
Well, Florida State, even in their shoot-around today, we're doing monster rebounding drills, and you can understand why. It's a Virginia team, 3rd in the country, tops in the ACC in offensive rebounding. Testa Ritter, Johan Grunlow, over 5 offensive rebounds a game combined, and their guards, Virginia's guards, will also crash the offensive glass.
Here is DeRitter. Big load at 6'9". Lewis knifing through the paint, and the lay-in is good.
He has shot it so well from 3, 14 of 28, 50% in their last 4, so you know teams are going to run at him. Shows you there the ability to put it on the floor, finish at the rim.
Gray the fifth, he is bumped. He's been able to get into the lane anytime he wants so far early in this game.
Yeah, he's got a scorer's mentality. You know, 16 points a game at Jacksonville last year. There's Sam Lewis breaking down the defense. You know, Robert McCray, the fifth, don't confuse him with the fourth. Started his career at Wake Forest, you know, then ended up at Jacksonville, and again was a scorer. He's the one guy on this team who can create his own shot. You know, the rest of these guys are three-point shooters, straight line drivers. The problem for McCray, and we saw it in their game against Notre Dame the other day, foul trouble's been an issue. Like, he can get hyper-aggressive. He fouled out in that game against Notre Dame with 2 minutes left. It was a one-possession game, and his 4th and 5th fouls were not good. Not the type of fouls that a senior who was in foul trouble should have committed.
Off the made free throws, Florida State setting up a full-court press as Virginia easily walks it up the floor. Chance Mallory, the freshman from Charlottesville, first time checking in the game. Ritter off the bounce. 5 on the shot clock for the Cavaliers. Thomas, a deep one. If it's going to be that kind of night, it's going to be a tough game for Florida State.
And it's a bailout shot. They never got north-south. I mean, that's the one thing. Like, this contained man can stand you up. You've got to try to get into those gaps.
Pick and pop. Wiggins off the mark, and Mallory, the smallest dude on the floor, with the rebound.
But both of these teams, John, they're putting 4 shooters out there at a time.
Jones just rips it away, does not have numbers. But he gets to the bucket, and he will be fouled.
Virginia, you know, again, it's a high volume, and they're kind of tossing it around the perimeter, but when you got 4 or 5 guys out there who are locked and ready, it is by a little bit east-west, and we've seen a couple bailout threes at the end of possession.
We saw Leger Jones. Before we went to break, drive to the bucket. He will get to the line to shoot 2. Nicked up in their last game, and he's sporting 6 new stitches above his eyes. Head coach says, yeah, he's got a little character now.
Finally makes him look tough, is what he said. I wouldn't say that to Leger's face.
No. That was Coach Laux. That was not from us. Jakari White, a grad student from Orlando, in the game for the first time for Virginia with the ball in his hands. And it's taken away there by Tomas Basong. Basong, a rim run rejected by White. Excuse me, Lewis. But the 3 is good, as the hot shooting for Florida State has helped them win 3 in a row.
These turnovers by Virginia leading to these runouts. And just switching. I mean, Florida State just switching everything out here on the perimeter. Again, it's functioning like a zone. And Virginia having a hard time getting inside of it.
Mallory comes to get the ball with 6 on the shot clock, picks up his dribble. White's got to get it up. He forces a deep one. But there's the offensive glass. DeRitter with the board and back up and in.
And that's, you know, that's a big part of Virginia's offense.
On the other end, it's Jones with 2 hands.
And that's a big part of Florida State's offense. So you get a look from both ends. Offensive board leading to a putback. And then Florida State, they will run, and they are so good at pitching it ahead up that sideline.
Onienso in close, and the 7-footer from Nigeria finishes. McCray the 5th, trying to back down the smaller defender. No whistle. As Florida State back within 2.
I like it. McCray 6'4", 190 pounds. Mallory 5'10". McCray went into the back down game, and refs were not buying the flop.
Officials tonight, Ron Gruber, Brian O'Connell, Michael Greenstein. He's trying to work the pick and roll. Steals the bump, and he will get to the free throw line.
You know, it was interesting talking to Coach Laux today just about their improved defense. And if you watched Florida State early in the year, they were out pressing, they were gambling, they were trapping, and just got overextended. And I think what he figured out is you know, they don't have quite the depth, and it was burning them down back. And so they've gone, as we've seen early in this game, much more conservative in their man-to-man defense. You know, they're inside that three-point line. They're switching, you know, basically 1 through 4, 1 through 5 when Chauncey Wiggins is at the 5. The goal being to keep teams out of their paint. Because again, they are last in the ACC in shot blocking, so they just don't have that second level protection.
It was interesting when we spoke to Coach Laux about it. He said, originally when I formed this team, we wanted to be athletic. We wanted to put up a ton of points. He quickly realized that wasn't working. He said, yes, this is my first year. I'm willing to make an adjustment. And they've started to dig in defensively. Lewis goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Here's this pressure from Virginia, and they don't typically trap out of it. It's, it's just body blows. It's like a boxer, wanting to get your jabs in throughout the course of the game, have a cumulative effect, and utilizing their depth. Virginia plays 9 guys, and all of those guys give them production.
Martin Somerville off the bench, back at point guard, his first shot off the mark. Kick out, Thomas, 3. So far, Florida State doing a nice job on the defensive glass. In transition, as LeJay Jones with the stitches starting to heat up.
And they're going to take some shots sometimes. You're like, man, that's not a good one. But that's who they are. They made 15 threes in that win over Notre Dame. And, there were at least 4 or 5 of those with a hand in the face.
White slipped, keeps possession, and a reaching foul is called on Somerville. Well, we saw Virginia throw the haymaker, the first punch in this ball game, but Florida State coming all the way back to tie this one up.
Well, and it's their tempo. When they can rebound that initial miss from Virginia, and even on the make. I mean, they're pitching the ball ahead, and Virginia caught a little bit on their heels.
Cavaliers having trouble getting in as Tillis is doubled in the corner. Inside of rejection. A.J. Swinton, where did he come from?
He's a big-time athlete.
The 3 way off, but it is Steen on the offensive glass as he'll be fouled.
It's a big-time block. A.J. Swinton, only a sophomore, an outstanding athlete. And look at him come from the corner. He was involved in that trap off of the inbound and comes over to make a play. That's a heck of a backline save there by A.J. Swinton.
That is 6'6", blocking a 7-footer at the rim.
He had a big-time block in that win over Notre Dame in the second half of that game.
Jones off the inbound, pull up, 3.
Aggressive.
Let's see if Virginia can find their offensive flow here. Turnover there by Hall. We played almost 8 minutes here in Tallahassee. Pick and roll, Somerville dumps off to his big man, but Steen can't finish through contact. Virginia, numbers. Extra pass, Tillis now to corner. Straight on, 3 ball. Virginia just so hard to keep to 1 possession. In close, the big man missing. Another opportunity, Tillis is blocked. Somerville probing in traffic, throws it up, gets it back, broken play, and it's pulled down by Grunlow.
He should have shot the first one. Lucky he got it back and just kind of short-armed it.
Open is Thomas. Virginia shooting just 2 for 8 from beyond the arc to start this game.
And some of these are clean looks. When you're guarding a team that shoots a lot of threes, it starts with guarding the ball, and you cannot overhelp.
Jones on a mission, plus the foul.
Must be the stitches. A little toughness from LeJay Jones. 220 pounds coming at the rim, attacking. He has been on the attack, and then here's Swinton, that block coming across. What a winning play.
And the students got here early. We got a vibe here tonight.
We sure do, and there's a vibe around this program, and Luke Laux has a lot to do with it. You know, I think the fact that he's an alum is a great hire. It was so refreshing talking to him today and how candid he was about lessons he's learned this year. You were making the point earlier, first time doing this in college, about half his staff came from the NBA, and of course he's got a Hall of Famer in his corner, a guy that he can call at any moment in Leonard Hamilton, who is as respected as it gets in the profession, the guy who coached Luke, who can kind of point him in the right direction when he needs it. So it was great talking to him today. I need to know his barber's name, because I'm telling you, the fade that Luke Laux is squawking is tight, man.
That might have been one of the tips he got from Coach Hamilton, because Leonard Hamilton has been my cheat code here in Tallahassee. Penetration by Mallory, kick out, DeRitter, 3 off the mark. The cold shooting continues for Virginia. They've missed their last 7 from the floor. Swinton, open. And DeRitter with the board. Said Virginia's been getting looks, just not able to knock them down early on.
Yeah, and they had not been shooting it well going into that Syracuse game. I mean, in conference play, they're only shooting 32% as a team from 3. They're making 9 because of the volume.
Good head fake by Mallory, way off on that attempt. Florida State with an early 3-point lead. Swinton will try again, this one in and out. Seminoles doing a nice job getting back in transition as DeRitter will not be denied. What a load he is at 6'9", coming downhill.
He really is. I mean, he's, that's why they call him LeBron DeRitter. I mean, he's got, the same sort of physical frame, 6'9", 240 pounds. This is what he's got to do. Like, I think sometimes Tess DeRitter can settle for perimeter J's. He's only shooting 25% from 3 in conference play. And when he settles, he bails out the defense. I think he's got to put his head down more and force the defense to have to guard him. And then if he misses at the rim, he's so good at following up his own shot. He's so good on that offensive glass.
Comes into the game tonight, 11th in the ACC in scoring, over 16 points per game. That one rolls out. Steen with a handoff to McGee, and he'll be fouled shooting 3. So the second foul called on Chance Mallory.
The mortal sin of defense. I mean, you just can't foul a 3-point shooter. And it's a freshman, a little bit over-aggressive, and again, the scout coming in. We've got to, take away threes. A big part of defending the 3-point line, it's not the makes, it's taking away the attempts, and it's about being there on the catch. But you cannot foul a 3-point shooter.
Mallory will have to take a seat with 2 fouls for Virginia as Jakari White comes back in. And McGee makes all 3. Virginia in a scoring drought, over 3 minutes from the floor. White, a lot of dribble, shot clock winding down. And Onienso unable to bail out the Cavaliers. Pick and roll, Onienso tips it. And Virginia ball.
How about that length? How about that play by Onyenso? I mean, that's where, again, that wasn't a block shot, but it functioned in the same way. I mean, that's where you're getting, they platoon Johan Grunlo and Onyenso. That's almost 5 blocks a game between the two of them. And, you know, they're playing about half the game each. So you're getting 40 minutes of shot blocking. And it's one of the reasons why Virginia is so good, or has been, at defending that three-point line. They're the best in the ACC at doing that, and you can push out when you know you've got that shot blocking behind you.
Florida State stays settled into this matchup zone. Lewis trying to penetrate, find a soft spot. White, catch and shoot. And the scoring drought from the outside ends for Virginia.
And Jakari White's starting to find his feet. You know, he was out, missed about a month, hurt his hand back in December. He's got that protective wrap. It was his non-shooting hand. But he's starting to get back into flow.
Gray the 5th. How about that answer in the eye of White? Lewis right back, can't get the reverse. And McCray the 5th trying to push the pace for Florida State. Back tip, out of bounds. Media timeout as the Seminoles controlling the pace here early on in Tallahassee. Well, the students are taking advantage of Coach Lauk's generosity. They might have used up all 500 of those beers already.
Introducing SportsCenter for you, personalized every single day. Now available on the ESPN app. Powered by your favorites.
Florida State with its largest lead of the night, up 5, mainly because of that matchup zone. Seems like it's confusing Virginia. If you're Ryan Odom, how do you attack that defense?
Yeah, and it's functioning like a matchup zone. They're really in man, and they're just switching everything, and they're in a contain. I mean, I think the first thing is, can we post Testa Ritter? Because Testa Ritter's going to draw a double team, and once you get that double, now you've got Florida State in rotation. But it also off the ball. Like, I think there's got to be more screening, more movement. You've got to slip. You know, the counter to that switching is slipping to the basket. There's just been too much dribbling and too much standing around, which plays into the hands of what Florida State's doing.
Virginia just 1 for the last 11 from the floor. As Wiggins in close, had that one affected by Onienso. There they go to DeRitter, back to the basket. Waits for the double, gets rid of it. DeRitter now on the drive. A wild shot. And there's a turnover.
Yeah, I mean, he drew the double, but again, nice recovery out of it defensively by Florida State. There's no cutting. There's just not enough off of the ball. Everybody's kind of watching the guy with the ball dribble or play with it. And give Florida State a lot of credit. They've been on the spot tonight. Their rotations, their ability to defensive rebound has been on the money tonight. They've been the more physical team to start this game.
Gray the fifth, trying to break down his man. Gets back the rock, high up off the gut. And a foul on the floor.
Yeah, he's just kind of playing bully ball there against Dallin Hall and able to get that shot off. Onienso kind of caught in no man's land there to affect the shot.
So Chance Mallory will come back in for Virginia with 2 fouls.
This foul line, you know, has also been an early part of this game for Florida State. You know, this will be their 9th and 10th free throw attempts.
Are you surprised how Florida State's been able to control the pace here early on?
I think Florida State, off of their 3 straight wins, is playing with a ton of confidence. More confidence than I have seen them play with all year. And I think when you are drilled, you have it in your head, and it's been drilled into your head by your head coach in practice the last couple days that this is going to be a fist fight. I think Florida State came ready for that.
Seminoles' largest lead of the game, up 7. Very similar possession, what we've seen all game from Virginia. Wild shot, and it's a one and done. Extra pass, Wiggins straight on. And good board by Thomas.
And Wiggins hasn't even gotten going yet. And Florida State's up 7.
Everything on the perimeter for Virginia. Under 6 minutes to play in this first half. Mallory, open, knocks it down. Big 3 for the Cavaliers.
And all 3 of their threes in this game have come, or 4 rather, all 4 of their threes have come at the end of the shot clock, where they've played east-west and then somebody's had to bail them out with a 3.
McCray trying to get his own miss, but bats it out of bounds. Saturday at 8 Eastern on ABC and the ESPN app, the Women's College Game Day crew will be in Baton Rouge to get you set for the biggest game of the night. Number 3 South Carolina taking on number 6 LSU. Saturday on ABC. So Gray the fifth will get a much-needed breather for Florida State. Hesitation, baseline, lowers that shoulder, cut off, and he traveled with it.
Just nowhere to go. Again, nice job by Florida State, not over-helping. Once he picked up the ball, everybody got back to their man. And once they've gotten closer to the basket, Virginia has not showed a lot of poise in there. I mean, there you just kind of travel. They're just collapsing on the ball, Florida State is, and again, Virginia, just not a lot of poise once they've gotten it towards the basket.
5th turnover tonight by Virginia. Wiggins trying to get going and shuffled his feet, travel. That's turnover number 4 for Florida State.
Chauncey Wiggins, a guy, had a much smaller role at Clemson than he does here. At Clemson, he was this 6'10" spot-up shooter, and that's really all he wanted to do. He is starting to show a little bit of an ability to post up here in conference play, and he came into this game smoking hot from 3.
Florida State on the switch. Nice drop pass by Mallory. It's finished at the rim by Tillis.
And a nice cut off of the ball. You get into the paint, you carve up that defense, and you get a nice cut along the baseline there by Tillis.
Wiggins, another attempt from deep, in and out. And Tillis will draw the foul on the rebound. Wiggins just 2 points tonight, 0 for 5 from the floor. This is a guy coming off double figures in 6 straight games, including 22 points scored in the last game, the win at Notre Dame on Saturday. Virginia a chance to tie or take the lead this possession. Thomas, and he travels with it.
Florida State's playing small. Like Alex Steen he's not this massive force. So they're just switching everything. So that ball screen, I don't think it's giving you the action you're quite hoping for. Again, I think it's just got to be driving your matchup and getting that off-ball cutting, kind of like we saw in the last possession.
Jones crossover, trying to get by Tillis. Help D is there, but the follow is good by Steen.
He's done that so well this year. 3 offensive rebounds a game from the D2 transfer from Florida Southern College.
Mallory, a tough spinner in the lane. This freshman's got so much poise.
And he's going to be on the all-freshman team in this league, and he's playing with 2 fouls.
Steen with a high ball screen. As Jones is bumped on the floor.
The freshman, Chance Mallory, having a heck of a freshman year. Here's that off-ball cut. That's how you're going to break down this Florida State defense. Good look there by Mallory. And then again, getting into the paint, man-to-man. There's a travel there you're forcing. They've done a nice job collapsing on the ball when it gets into the paint. They're in the gaps. And then the other thing they're doing a really nice job of is keeping Virginia off of the offensive glass. Only 4 offensive rebounds so far from Virginia. They haven't really been able to convert off of those. Florida State's really been their defense because they're only shooting 30% from the field. So their offense, has not really gotten going yet. They have a 2-point lead because of how they've defended.
1-and-1 for Jones. And he left it short. Pounding D there by the song.
Just staying into play. I mean, that's just a really nice job there by Tomas Basong, the freshman, who was out of the play, got back into it, played from behind.
He's been one of the keys to turning this team around defensively. He's long, he has a 7'2" frame in terms of wingspan. And he knows his role. He's the disruptor on the defensive end. Pass deflected, out of bounds. 5 on the shot clock for Virginia.
And that help is coming over early. It's coming over low and early. I mean, there, Martin Somerville was right on the spot.
Dallin Hall to inbound. Mallory's got to go. Shot clock's at 3. Kick out. Pump fake. Leaning in. The refs are not bailing anybody out tonight, and that's a shot clock violation.
And that's your center. Alex Steen closing out on that play. And, you know, Virginia, you said it best, John. Virginia just kind of looking to be bailed out here. Like, you know, Florida State have been the aggressors. They've been the tougher team in this first half.
For the 5th, back on the floor as Jones leads all scorers right now with 12. Throws it up. Does he need to play with stitches every night?
He might. He might. It's unlocked. Something there in Leger Jones, and I tell you, you know, the foul line is becoming a big narrative in this game. I mean, this will be the 13th free throw attempt by Florida State. Only 4 on the other side for Virginia. And again, you get rewarded when you are the aggressor. And I think that's a big part of them going to the line as much as they have.
Tomorrow night's ACC Network basketball doubleheader. Got number 20 Clemson hosting Virginia Tech. That's at 7 Eastern. And Wake Forest squares off against Georgia Tech. Well, the Band-Aid above the right eye of Leger Jones is now gone, so those stitches exposed.
Even more intimidating.
What's the key here for Virginia with just over 2 minutes to finish out this first half?
You know, I think they've got to show some more points. You know, I think in the half court here, they've got to, the guys off of the ball have to be more active.
Lewis. And he's going to get fouled at the rim. Virginia trying to get some penetration into the paint.
Maybe he got his hand after. That looked like a good block initially.
Sam Lewis, a guy, shows his versatility. The last win against Syracuse, knocked down 4 threes, 16-point effort. But realizing, got to get the ball inside tonight here against Florida State. They do not have a big front line.
No, Florida State does not. And when Alex Steen goes out of the game, which he is now, they're playing Chauncey Wiggins at the 5. But that's, again, where they can switch 1 through 5. And that switching has really bothered Virginia. It has really stood them up.
Tillis comes back in. He replaces Hall for Virginia. Here's the 5th. Blows by his man. Oh, my! Robert McCray, the 5th, just bodied somebody. This place is buzzing in Tallahassee because this is a different Florida State team. DeRitter blocked from behind. What did we just see?
How about the power of flight? That do anything for you? The power to kill a yak from 200 yards away with mine bullets. A microcosm of the first half. Taking the fight to Virginia.
Coach Lax got in the community, said we just need some atmosphere here tonight, as DeRitter will be fouled going up. Maybe he needs to open up the wallet and offer out some more beers each game.
I mean, look at that fade he's got going there. He's got a beautiful, I mean, he's buying beer for the fans. He's got an unbelievable fade and a beard trim, I mean, a beard lineup that's, the whole thing just well put together by Luke Laux. Look at this, look at that lineup on that beard. And then the fade. Got the burgundy jacket with the open collar. And you got Robert McRae catching dead bodies on dunks.
Three-point game. 1 minute to play here in this first half. Gray the fifth showing patience running clock. He just elevated and yammed it on him. Now the pass off the mark. McGee fighting for the board. It's won by Lewis. Tillis lost his man, but can't finish. DeRitter looking for help. Lewis will try. Knocks down the three. We are tied at 32.
Offensive board. You know, that's Virginia basketball. And a nice spot up there by Lewis off of the board.
Shot clock turned off. 14 seconds to finish this first half, and a timeout is called by Florida State. We will take the timeout with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this. Alongside Chris Patola, I'm John Schriffen. All right, what is Florida State drawing up here to execute with 14.1 seconds to close out the half?
Yeah, I mean, assuming Robert McRae the fifth is on the floor, I mean, I think you kind of line him up and let him attack. You know, it's so weird. I mean, it feels like Florida State, and I think they have physically dominated this first half, and yet it's tied. And I think some of those threes, you know, the 2 threes, more than Florida State has you know, certainly helped Virginia. Virginia's defense has been, you know, pretty good overall.
So as you called it, McRae the fifth, rocking his hand, 9 seconds to play in this half. Gives it up, Jones rises, in and out. Virginia with 3 seconds, tipped out of bounds, 1.6 to end this first half. And Ryan Odom will call a timeout for Virginia. All right, we're going to step aside here in Tallahassee and come back after this quick break. Well, Chris, you talked about it. As much as Florida State has controlled things in this first half, Virginia, a chance to take the lead into the locker room here.
See what Ryan Odom's got here.
The officials have added more time, 2.1 seconds now on the clock.
Side out of bounds from three-quarter court.
Tillis to inbound. Throws it deep, picked off. Swinton is blocked by DeRidder, and that's how the first half will end. A competitive battle between two hot teams as Jones and McCray V have combined for 27 of Florida.
He's 0 for 5 from the field. Hasn't, obviously hasn't hit a three. They got to get some other guys. I mean, two guys, Lachey Jones and Robert McCray V going for 27 of the 32 versus the balance that Virginia had. That's got to change for Florida State.
Here's Wiggins. As they got the switch, McCray V with the big man DeRidder on him, and he nails it in his eyes.
He's showing you everything. I mean, dunk at the basket, shows you the three, his ability to handle.
Backdoor cut, and a nice finish by Sam Lewis.
And there's that cut off of the ball. You isolate that side, play out of halftime. A designed backdoor cut.
Three off the mark, rebounded by Thomas. It's now Virginia looking to push the pace. That's swatted. McCray V with a block as Jones coming the other way. Lane opens up and the dish to Steen, who rocks the rim.
It's just not well defended. I mean, they ran into that ball screen, that early drag, and Virginia completely caught off guard. That middle was wide open. And just right in the face of Tess DeRidder there.
What a sequence by one man. As DeRidder double team gets rid of it. Thomas lines up a three, too strong. DeRidder, it gets thrown off of him as Jones keeps it possession for Florida State.
Well, Ryan Odom asking for a hooking foul there, and I understand where he's coming from. I mean, in order to throw that off DeRidder, Jones had to kind of hook around him. Watch this. You can't see it from there. That right arm of Jones hooks around DeRidder.
Jones got away with a little push off there. As he used the screen from Steen, blocked, but contact. And the whistle called on Sam Lewis. That'll be his second personal. Jay Jones is a guy who has been able to turn his season around. Early on, he was very much dependent on making shots. If they weren't falling, you could feel his energy drop. But it shifted when the whole team decided to buy into defense. He bought in with them, and he's a defender, a rebounder, and his offense kind of follows along now.
Yeah, leads them in blocks. He's their second leading rebounder. I mean, he's a guy, he shot 38% from three at St. Bonaventure last year, and he just hasn't shot it as well percentage-wise. But to your point, John, he has found other ways to make his impact.
Calling out the play for Virginia. We played almost 2 minutes here in the second half. Setting the feet is Lewis, but left it short. And a foul is called as Lewis can't believe it. That is his third.
It's 2 quick fouls on Lewis. Foul on the possession before, and yeah, that's a foul. That's a good call.
The refs in the stands.
My man in the front row was all over it.
This is one of those environments when this place gets packed, it can become a tough place to play. Jones draws 2 defenders. And Virginia with the steal. Thomas bumped, but they call it on the floor, no basket.
There's a well-executed trap on the other end there, and you know, both teams, you could tell early in this half, have tried to play ahead of the defense, the other team's defense. There was not a lot in the fast break in that first half. Both teams did a nice job getting back and setting their defense.
Chance Mallory. That's a nice moments in the first half, penetrating for Virginia, but threw that one away. Gray the 5th, 1-on-2, just calmly behind the back. As the shot clock did not reset, and the officials will pause it. And get that cleaned up. Over the course of the win streak for Florida State, they've won 3 in a row against Cal, Stanford, at Notre Dame. This is a big test tonight, a step up to see, is this team really for real?
Yeah, no question about it. You know, can you validate the wins against teams in the lower half of the league?
Steen sets the screen for McCray the 5th, draws the attention for Jones, and he knocks it down.
What a pass. You know, Robert McCray the 5th shoots it left-handed, but he's really right-handed. His dad, who was his high school coach, taught him to shoot with his left hand. But he throws a dime, a skip over the top with that right hand and finds LeJay Jones in the corner. Again, he's right-handed on a rope to Jones with the help all the way over. And Jones and McCray stay hot in this second half.
He's got a season worth of highlight reel plays in this game alone tonight. Hall open, knocks down the 3. A much needed bucket for Virginia, now down 4. Gray the 5th, off the mark, backside board by Jones, stripped away by DeRitter, and he's bringing it up the floor. Oh, might have got away with a travel there. Thomas, 3. And it's Jones ripping it away. Gray the 5th up top, as Steen is fouled hard and will get to the free throw line.
Alex Steen plays so hard. He plays so hard. Areas running the floor, going after it. Played at Division II Florida Southern last year. And he was gonna have to be a presence today because of the size up front for Virginia. He certainly looks tired, but he just never stops playing and gives you everything he has.
So many different ways to build a program these days with the NIL, the transfer portal. But you can tell head coach Luke Laux, effort is his calling card early on in his tenure at Florida State. Finding a guy like Steen who just kind of gives it everything he has.
It's a big jump, obviously, to go from where he was. And he averaged 18 and 10 at Florida Southern last year. But obviously jumping up here to the ACC, as Luke Laux was talking to us about today, it's obviously a big jump. But he's been he's got more offensive rebounds on the year than defensive. I mean, that's how active he has been, especially on that end.
Second one in and out as Tillis corrals the board. Virginia down 5. Thomas caught in the air and he threw it away. Somerville. Virginia catching a break there, almost threw it away, but it goes off McCray the fifth. How about this dime from Robert McCray the fifth? Cross-court Duke taking that matchup.
They got a lot to live up to after that game the men put on the other night. What a classic.
Martin Carrera in the game for the first time. As Florida State unable to get that turnover.
You know, you mentioned it earlier about Tomas Basong, the freshman. He was not starting for much of the year. Luke Laux finally went to him for his defense. You know, you see it there on the ball. He's got about a 7'4" wingspan. Very versatile, very switchable on the defensive end.
Pass is picked off. Florida State with a 2-on-1 break. Oh! Florida State is getting up and down the floor here tonight.
These turnovers, you know, I think when Ryan Odom looks back at this game, I mean, they have 10 turnovers in this game so far, and a lot of them have been really sloppy. I mean, that's just sloppy basketball. Can't inbound it, throwing a pass that, you know, starts the break for Florida State. And it's kind of, you know, again, 10 turnovers, and the bulk of them have just been careless.
Swing can't convert on the first free throw. The lead is now 6. Largest lead tonight for Florida State was 7 in the first half. No DeRitter on the floor. Who's going to step up for Virginia? Here's White. High elevation, and he rips the net from deep. But back the other way, and Chauncey Wiggins is now on the board.
Off a made three. I mean, that just cannot happen. You know Florida State's coming. You know they want to attack in transition. Off makes or misses.
White, step back three. 2 on him, and it doesn't matter. Jakari White, back-to-back threes. He's got the Jakarmi out tonight, making the trip here to Tallahassee. He's got some bounce on him.
He sure does. And he's a microwave. You know, he's shooting 43% from 3. He is a specialist, and when he gets it going, he can start shooting it off of the bounce, like that last one he just made.
Second unit on the floor for Virginia, trying to come back into this game down 2. Tough fadeaway, knocked out of bounds, and it's going to be Cavaliers ball.
And here's this White 3, and then watch Florida State. They get the ball up, and this pitch ahead, they are so good at that. Nice job, and Chauncey Wiggins right in the middle of the floor.
I think it down to just one dribble.
I don't even know if he needed it.
Oh, White thought about it, got caught in no man's land and turned it over.
It's another careless turnover. You know, again, that's their 11th. They only average 11 a game. And, you know, he wanted this. Again, he's going to stay aggressive. And a nice job by Leger Jones getting that stick hand. Just kind of reaching out and taking White off of that shot.
See the turnover numbers, 11-6 tonight. Hall trying to D up in close. Fight for the rebound, won by Florida State. Jones push off, and he's going to get called for that offensive foul. That'll be his 3rd personal. White has been the offense with DeRitter on the bench for Virginia. Kick out to Tillis. And Onienso, backside offensive rebound. Penetrating kick, the three off the mark, and it's Jones settling it down. Jones starting to feel it. And a good box out by Mallory. White in close, had it taken away by Jones. Turnover number 12 tonight for Virginia. Jones coast to coast, but can't finish at the rim.
You're right there. You got to get that to go. You're trying to pull off a win like this against a team like Virginia, you got to make layups.
Mallory felt the contact, felt it should have been an and one as he ties the game at 45.
You know, Ryan Odom has gone with both his point guards, Mallory and Hall, in the game at the same time, and I think for their ability to get inside of this man-to-man Florida State defense. They're both doing a nice job getting paint touches.
Shot clock's at 8. Somerville uses the screen. Fadeaway mid-range. And here comes Virginia in transition. Tillis cut off, and a spin move rolls out. Neither team lighting up in terms of field goal percentage tonight. Open from the wing, McGee. And Florida State downtown 5 for 24 tonight.
And that's the shot that Virginia's willing to give up. I mean, they're coming, they are shrinking the floor big time. Coming all the way over. Those two players opposite were wide open.
Mallory throws it up, but too high for Onienso. McGee turning the corner, high off the glass, and it's Florida State back on top. Timeout, Virginia. As the Cavaliers look to make a hockey line sub.
The ability to get inside the other team's defense, to play in the paint. Really nice touch off of the glass there by McGee. And we said at half, wondered if McCray and Jones could keep up that pace, and they certainly have. There's a 2-3 zone out of the timeout by Luke Laux. First time we've seen this 2-3 tonight.
Starters back on the floor for Virginia. Here's DeRitter, way short on that three.
And that's a settle, and that's why you come out of the timeout in a 2-3 zone. You know, Ryan Odom drew something up, you imagine, against man, and Virginia never really got into anything. Ball just kind of moved around the perimeter.
Gray, the fifth, forcing the contact there, and he gets the whistle. Foul called on Virginia. Just under 10 minutes to play here in this second half.
Oh, wow.
Sneaking free is Kobe McGee.
What a set. Little screen to screener, and McGee shakes loose, and nobody there in the front of the rim.
Hall left open, bricked it, tipped out, and he gets his own miss. Thomas can't hit as McGee's skying in for the board. Quickly coming the other way is Swinton. Finds McCray, the fifth. Lewis in transition, off the mark.
It's not a good shot. You know, he thought he was open. It was a really good contest. You know, that backflow by, I think it was Swinton. I mean, just a nice job getting back into play. It's not a good shot.
Virginia 3 for 12 from beyond the arc here in the second half. McCray, the fifth, steps into it. And it's taken away by McGee. Challenging the big man and finishes up high.
Florida State's gone right at the shot blocking of Virginia tonight. We saw the dunk from McCray in the first half, right there against Grunlow.
Virginia keeps taking it from the outside, as Florida State has been packing it inside defensively. McCray, the fifth, with the spin plus the foul.
Florida State's +8 in the paint, and they're doing this against the league's best shot blocking team in Virginia. And Grunlow's there, he's just not into play. And Robert McCray has been a man amongst these boys for Virginia in their backcourt. I mean, he has just gone to work.
Fourth personal on Sam Lewis, who goes to the bench for Virginia. McCray, the fifth, converts, and it's a 9-0 run for Florida State. Here's to Ritter. Has not been able to get going tonight. Shot clock's at 7 with the crowd getting into it. Hall gives it up. White rises, knocks it down. When Virginia's in trouble, it has been Ja'Cory White with the bailout tonight.
Well, they've been short closing out. They've been in the gaps, leaving guys all night long. He's one of those guys you probably got to adjust course because he has been smoking hot in this second half.
Bumping the smaller defender. Virginia rips down the rebound.
There's Onienso altering that shot.
Mallory gets rid of it, finds Hall from the corner. And White keeps it alive for Virginia.
Got to be able to guard the ball, and they have not been able to do that. Virginia against Robert McCray, the fifth. Don't confuse him with...
Cavaliers have not shot it well, especially from deep in this second half. Just 4 for 15. That'll be Dallin Hall will inbound. On the drive, kick out to DeRitter. Sidestep, he'll find White. Shot clock's now down to 5. Virginia in scramble mode, and it's White to bail him out again.
It's a closeout drill for Florida State as the ball kept moving around the perimeter. Finally, Ja'Cory White decided to go north-south and get into the paint and able to score.
14 points tonight for Ja'Cory White. As Jones curling, rises, knocks it down. Jones now with 21 to lead all scorers. Mallory. As White outjumps everybody to keep it alive. Mallory, head fake, push shot, short. Rebound to Ritter, third chance for Virginia. Onienso with the chin up on the rim.
Good pass, good roll by Onienso, and good poise in there. Taking his time.
5-point leads as Jones finds Steen. White can't find this one, but Onyenso with the rebound. He will reload and rattles it in. His 5th three of the night has Jakari White bringing Virginia all the way back.
You know, Florida State, for the most part, has done a good job keeping Virginia off of the offensive glass until the last couple minutes. Some offensive rebounds and Onyenso doing work. Here he is on this roll, 2 on the ball. Good job using that pivot foot. And then here he is on the offensive glass. You know, just fighting for this, using that length over Steen. Good 1 extra pass by Dallin Hall, and Jakari White stays hot.
Even with the rough shooting, Virginia finding themselves down by just 2 with over 5 minutes to play here in this second half. Florida State, you've been led by Jones with 21 and McCray the 5th with 19.
And I think what you've seen, John, over the last couple possessions is Virginia getting inside the paint. They are playing inside out, and that's where some of those threes for this guy are coming from. You know, it's easy to settle. With the way that Florida State is playing against you, it's easy to settle for threes and just kind of move the ball around the perimeter. When they're able to go north-south, Virginia is creating stuff.
White guarding McCray the 5th. Now the switch with DeRitter on him. DeRitter bodying him as McCray the 5th is going to be bumped and called for the... Does not like that one. Just his 2nd personal tonight. That's now the 7th team foul and will send Florida State to the line for a 1-and-1.
And Florida State, conversely, only has 3. So if you're Florida State, down the balance of this game, the ball in this guy's hands, and you know, putting your head down and forcing Virginia to have to play you without fouling. What an edge at the foul line here today for Florida State. This will be 21 and 22 attempts at the foul line today to Virginia's 8.
One of 2 from the line. And the lead is 3. White. He finds the ball. He's been the man for Virginia in this second half. Oh, nothing doing. Shot clock winding down. He put White in a tough spot and a shot clock violation.
He sure did. And how about Robert McCray? I'm not leaving you, Jakari White. I am not leaving you for anything. Really well done by Robert McCray the 5th. Look at him in the far corner on Jakari White. I am not leaving you. And how about that contest without fouling?
Coach Lauk said McCray the 5th has been the most consistent player all season long for Florida State. He finds Swinton. And the offensive rebound, and Florida State wants to run clock here. One-on-one against DeRitter. McCray the 5th with the blow-by. Kick out. The switch, Swinton on White. White from the corner, rolls off the rim.
Chauncey Wiggins got lucky. Allowing him to catch that, you got lucky that he missed.
That goes off. McCray the fifth. The good hands by DeRitter. Just 3:10 to play. We've back-to-back losses. Will Duke keep that alive against Pitt tonight?
I think they probably will.
Alongside Chris Spatola, I'm John Schriffen. What an atmosphere we have here in Tallahassee. It's been kind of weird at times, the game's flow, but both of these teams laying it out there. Just a 3-point lead for Florida State with 3 minutes to play. Here's DeRitter. Rattles in the free throw jumper for DeRitter, just his 7th point of the night.
And that was the second time out of a timeout. Luke Laux showed zone. Virginia prepared for it. You put DeRitter right in the middle there.
Seen DeRitter on the switch on McCray the fifth. Kick out finds Somerville, blocked. 7 on the shot clock for the Seminoles.
What a closeout by Onyenso, and that was a really nice design by Florida State. A.J. Swinton set a screen. You see him set the screen there to get the shooter to the corner, and what a block. I mean, that's a big-time play.
Winding down. McCray the fifth with 3 seconds, gives it up. Somerville, backside board to Jones. Florida State wants the ISO. It is Jones now backing down White. Onyenso lurking, comes with the help, and he swats it.
You know, they've got Onyenso's kind of playing a one-man zone. They're in a man, obviously, but he's not guarding anybody. He's just there to do that.
Florida State needs a quick one. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Swinton.
And that's the guy that Onyenso is guarding. And he's obviously not guarding him. They see him as a non-shooter. It allows Onyenso to just camp right in the middle.
Virginia, a chance to take the lead with under 2 minutes to play. And a reach-in foul called on Swinton.
You got fouls to give if you're Florida State.
Virginia has not led this game since it was 15-12 in the first half. Here's DeRitter with the push-off, got away with it. And the rebound to Jones.
That's what Ryan Odom wanted. DeRitter going to his right hand, using his strength. Just couldn't finish.
Florida State 0 for their last 7 from the floor. McCray the fifth. Off balance, no whistle. And it's Virginia with numbers. There goes White! Just rising up, and the Cavaliers take the lead.
What a burst. What a burst by White to attack the rim.
He has got some kind of bounce. Under a minute to play here in this second half. McCray the fifth, short, rebound on Onyenso.
Don't have to foul, obviously.
Florida State led the entire second half until Virginia just took the lead. DeRitter in close off the window. If you're Florida State, do you need a 3 here?
I mean, at this pay, yeah, I think Luke Laux wanted a timeout. You didn't. You did not need a 3, and you still don't need a 3 coming out of this timeout. And how about Tess DeRitter? I mean, you know, him going to his right hand with his 240-pound frame is really hard to guard. And he does a nice job on that last shot there, playing off of 2 feet. I mean, this is really hard to guard. Plays off of 2 feet, goes glass. What a big time finish to this game. I mean, the foul line, even if it's a foul on the floor.
Now, the only 2 Florida State players to knock down a 3 tonight, McCray the fifth and Jones. Everybody else is over from the floor.
Yeah, but you have good shooters out there. I mean, that's obviously, I think that's an anomaly. You have other good shooters, Chauncey Wiggins being one of them. And Wiggins has the Ritter on him. They love pick and pop with Chauncey Wiggins.
Here we go. McCray the fifth with 17 seconds to play in regulation. Here is Jones, man in the air, throws it up, off the mark, DeRitter with the board. And Mallory will be fouled.
I don't like that look. Once it wasn't there, you go to shot, it's gotta be a clean on rhythm shot. Once you go shot faking, he doesn't bite. It was really well defended. This is a nice job here by Sam Lewis. Kind of jumping, but not fouling.
Florida State still just 5 team fouls, 8.2 seconds to play. Oh, was that a turnover? Yes, it is. Florida State will get the ball back.
Now you need 3, and you do have a timeout. Just careless turnovers for a lot of this night.
It is Virginia calling the timeout here to set up the defense. What a game here in Tallahassee.
I mean, these turnovers, that's the 14th turnover, and again, the bulk of them have just been careless by Virginia.
Now here's the question. You're up 3 and you're Virginia. Do you foul or do you let Florida State get a look?
Yeah, I would foul, but again, you know, coaches, it differs. But I'm definitely in favor of fouling, especially because, you know, you've got a better rebounding team, so you feel like you'd be able to secure a defensive board.
McCray the fifth, 2 of 5 from downtown tonight. And Leger Jones, 4 for 9 from beyond the arc. Florida State as a team this half, just 3 for 16 from downtown. But off the turnover, the Seminoles still have a chance here with 7.4 seconds to play here in the second half.
The key is when you commit the foul. You know, I think as they start to get towards half court, I think you've got to lay it on. You know, you've got the new rule in college basketball where we have that continuation, like the end of the continuous movement rule. So you don't want to foul somebody as they're getting into that shot.
Remember, Florida State still has a timeout remaining. Gray to fifth, gets the ball, brings it up, 5 seconds to play, and he uses the final timeout for Florida State. About 3 seconds elapsed off the clock there.
Yeah, it did not.
Comes in, winners of 4 in a row. Florida State has won 3 in a row. Seminoles looking for a chance to tie it here with 4.4 seconds remaining. Wiggins inbounds. He finds McCray the fifth off the rim. DeRitter with a rebound, and he is fouled. It looks like there is still time on the clock.
This is well defended. Even up to that point. And there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of movement by Florida State, and a really good job there by Dallin Hall.
So the officials go into the monitor to determine just how much time should remain on the clock.
They're gonna have to inbound it.
As that was so the foul called with .3. Virginia has to inbound. Length of the court, and that'll do it. What a comeback victory for Virginia to stay red hot in conference. It's now 5 in a row as the Cavaliers take down Florida State 61-58.
Sometimes you're going to have to win ugly on the road. This is a heck of a win for Virginia to pull this thing out, down most of the game. What a fight.
Fantastic finish here in Tallahassee. For my partner, Chris Baton.